Hey Scorpios, and welcome to your October 2016 General Tarot Forecast. My name is Sky, and I'm excited to deliver this reading to all the Scorpios out there, especially since October is the month where the sun goes into Scorpio, and we sort of get sort of a collective scorpionic energy going on. And with Halloween coming, we kind of celebrate that scorpionic energy across different cultures, even if Halloween is not the name or the general idea of whatever celebration that you do for this sort of scorpionic energy. Anyway, if you guys want to check the description box below, I have a link to my shop if you're interested in going and maybe purchasing anything in the shop. It can be a really fun time of the year to do that with Halloween coming. And anyway, without further ado, let's see what's in the cards for Scorpio for October. So right in the middle, you guys have the hierophant. It's sort of the root, the core of all of your energies for October. What this says is a lot of Scorpios are sort of looking at the deeper meanings of life right now. You guys are really taking interest in the spiritual arts, in self-knowledge, in sort of like maybe even the shadow side, like being introverted with the desire to create more on an external level, like getting to know yourself better so you can materialize more on the external level. That's definitely going to be coming into play in October. Also, some Scorpios could be looking for spiritual counsel. Maybe you're looking for people in your life who are very wise, or you're looking for advice, whether it be spiritual or any other kind of really higher-minded type of advice. This can also be academia or, I don't know, even like, what do I want to say, like cultural ideas or just different ideas of, it can be like higher learning or spiritual learning, you know, anything that's kind of within the realm of being higher-minded. You know, the hierophant can also suggest that the Scorpios are kind of at a crossroads. You see how he or she kind of holds their hands up, and they're the two people in the bottom. It can sort of represent that archetypal energy that exists when you're at a crossroads. It's like you can see the road to the left and you can see the road to the right, but there's like in the middle, you almost feel that energy. Like you know that if you go down one road, it's gonna, like your experience is gonna be so thoroughly different than had you gone down the other road. And that feeling that you have right then is sort of the archetype that's represented by the hierophant. That moment when you know that you can only go one direction, but there's more than one option. You know what I mean? So that'll be coming to the forefront in October as well. You're gonna have options. The Scorpios are gonna have options. This could be someone coming back into your life. And I'm also seeing that by that King of Wands and the reversed Four of Wands. This could be someone who is very significant in your life coming back in, and you have a choice now to make whether you want to let them in, whether you want things to be the way that they were before, or whether you want to choose to go the other path knowing that things can't be the way they were before. So that's definitely coming in. And I see that as a pretty high possibility, because that reversed Four of Wands is thinking that, you know, this person may come back and it's like they just kind of expect everything to fall back into place the way that it was, but it's kind of like a sorrowful surprise when they realize that you've changed as a person, when they realize that you're trying to rise above all of the petty nitty-gritty stuff and you're kind of ready to go on your own path. So there could be sort of a sense of someone who's not happy around you right now, someone from your past who comes back, and when you're not exactly how they expect you to be, there is going to be some conflict there potentially. I think that you guys might be making new acquaintances or relationships with a fire sign like Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, that King of Wands, someone who is very mature, has that really mature fire energy, you know, who's very passionate, spontaneous, adaptable, but in a mature way. They don't use those qualities in a I don't know, how do I want to put it? They use those qualities when they're most needed and don't overuse them and don't burn out. So that's what the King of Wands is all about. I feel like someone has come into a lot of Scorpio's lives who have this quality, or if they have not, they will be coming in October. And this person is really going to open your eyes to the way that this other person that I've been talking about from the past, this new person who is more mature, is going to open your eyes to what it's really like. They're going to open your eyes to the negative qualities of the past that you didn't realize were negative until you meet them. And when this other person comes back, this person from your past, it's like, due to the way your eyes have been opened, you want to take a different path. You've got this hierophant here. You're at a crossroads and you're thinking, I'm not going to go back onto the path of, I'm hearing the path of heartbreak. I'm not going to put myself back onto this path where I'm just setting myself up for failure, or I'm setting myself up for codependency. This could also be suggesting, the King of Wands there, that that's what you need to become, Scorpio. If you're perhaps not meeting somebody who exudes those qualities, you need to harness your own fire energy. Scorpio is a water sign, although it is ruled by Mars, which is a fire planet. You know, it rules Aries as well. War, fire, passion, bloodlust. So all Scorpios intrinsically have a very fiery quality to them as well. So it's kind of like that mixture of fire and water. This could be suggesting that you need to mature your fire energy, Scorpio. It might be functioning at a lower level right now. It might not be coming out when it needs to, and you need to reach within and find out when it better suits you to exude these passionate, adaptable, creative, spontaneous, fire-like qualities, when that's a good time to occur, like when that's going to benefit you. Okay? Because it almost looks to me like some of the Scorpios might not be using their sort of elemental fire quality in a positive way, because you've got the devil in reverse in the top right corner. It makes me think that your passion and spontaneity are coming out in ways that do not serve you. Like, this could be, it's like temptation. It's it can be drugs, it can be addiction, more so addiction than drugs. It almost seems to me that some Scorpios are coming back from the past when that's what they were spontaneous for, that's what they had passion for, were addictive, things that were addictive, or things that did not benefit you, you know what I mean? It could have been drugs, it could be, you know, anything that you can really form a strong addiction to. And it's like all the other things in your life in the past you didn't have passion for. But now, as you can see from that Two of Wands in the top left corner, although it's in the reversed position, now you're thinking about, how can I bring that spontaneity I had in the past, how can I transform that and bring it into my life in a way that gets me somewhere, versus a way that just pleases me very temporarily but doesn't get me anywhere on the long term. You know, the great news is, Scorpios, you're going to have the ability to figure this out. It's not going to be a question mark anymore. You've got the hierophant there who is going to teach you, even if it's not a physical person in your life who's going to come in and teach you. You're going to have the archetypal energy coalescing through your soul in the month of October, in which you can learn to move forward, in which you can learn to channel these strong, fiery energies into something productive, into your life, into something positive, and in which you can learn how to kind of balance these relationships, how to balance these issues from the past, whether they come up vicariously through this other person or whether it's just from your own memories. You're going to learn how to turn those into something powerful, because that's what Scorpios do. They take things from the past and they turn them into power for the future. Well, that's what highly evolved Scorpios do. You know, Scorpios who are struggling, who are kind of lower evolved Scorpios, they will take that power from the past and completely collapse inward. But in October, you guys finally have the energies coming in which you can learn how to project yourself forward in a positive way, rather than collapsing inward on the energy and the momentum of the past. And just to top it all off, at the very foundation of y'all's reading, you have the Strength card, which is just, I can't think of a better card to have at the foundation of this reading, because it's beautiful. It says to me that Scorpios have been letting themselves fall apart, You know, you've got that Four of Wands in reverse. It could have been something that happened, like you were expecting to be celebratory about something and it just completely fell through. Or also with the Two of Wands reverse, you got those reversed wands that are just kind of like passions and hopes and dreams that did not culminate, that did not play out like you expected it to, and it just kind of fell through your fingers. You know, you had to completely sort of reevaluate your own plans for the future. And this is coming from the past, okay? And it's like moving into October, you're finally going to take the strength to not collapse back inward in yourself. You're going to, like, just barely, kind of like by the skin of your teeth, you're going to not go there. You're going to kind of stop yourself from repeating this cycle. And, you know, for anyone who has, like, wronged any Scorpio out there, I would be careful because this is a very karmic month for Scorpio. Like, people who have done wrong to Scorpios will feel it in October. Likewise, Scorpios who have done wrong will feel that as well. Like, it's just going to be very karmic. You know, you've got, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the reading, 3 major arcana cards. If there are ever 3 or more in any of my spreads, I think it's going to be a big month. It's going to be an important month. It's going to be very significant chapter in your year of 2016. That, of course, is Strength, the Hierophant, and the Devil. And I mean, what else can I say? You know, these old addictive tendencies of the past, this feeling of completely losing your passion and things not culminating the way that you hoped, that's eclipsing out of your life right now, Scorpio. All of those cards are on the very edges of the reading. They're there, you feel them still, and there is still potential for those things to materialize. But due to those great cards that you've got in the center, you're going to learn what it takes to materialize things how you feel fit, how you feel appropriate, and how, in a way that benefits yourself and those around you. Now is not a time to only think of yourself, Scorpio. You know, if people have helped you in your life, or, I don't know, recently, let's just say if people have helped you recently or have been there for you through these difficulties, you need to give credit where credit is due. You know, now is not the time to be too selfish. Likewise, it is not the time to try to control others. Okay, I don't know where that came from. It's kind of random. I just suddenly felt it. I don't think it's for all the Scorpios out there, but some Scorpios could be in a situation where they feel like they need to have control over a situation. That's the Hierophant, the Devil, and Strength. They're all cards sort of control. You see the Strength, the Lady in Strength is trying to hold the lion's mouth closed. Of course, the Devil has the people shackled and is in control of the situation. Likewise, the Hierophant doesn't quite exude that much control, but people pay attention. He has more of like a non... like, it's not a tangible type of control. It's sort of like an emotional control that's not really seeable. What can I say? Anyway, so watch out for both of these things. Watch out for being over-controlling of others, and watch out for letting others control you as well. You know what? Now's just a time to let things fluctuate. Now's a time to be fluid. Now's a time to not set up too many commitments. There could be, okay, not necessarily. This could be a wedding going on for some Scorpios in October. Some kind of vows. There could be commitment happening. The only thing that I'm seeing is that it's not a good time to jump into commitment. It's one thing if you've had time to think it all over, you've had time to digest it all, and you know that you're ready to take on a commitment. But don't jump headfirst into commitments right now. I don't think that it's the best idea because you've got that reversed Four of Wands, which, you know, it's not the most sturdy of emotional energy. Like if it were in the upright, I would think differently, but you might be running a little bit hot and cold in October, Scorpios, so don't jump headfirst into any commitments that you don't have to. But there may still be commitments that take place. Regardless, that's definitely a potential for this month. Although, you know, it looks like there's a lot of success to be had, nonetheless. I mean, just having Strength in the Hierophant alone speaks of, like, ability and sort of vitality, almost. The only concerning thing to me is that you have those reversed wand cards on the left side of the reading, which don't really, you know, talk much about, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say actual achievement, but like in your head, Like your headspace might sort of, you know, be jumping around a little bit. You might feel a little bit bipolar. But as for things on the material world, like your financial position, I think that's going to be good in the month of October, for the most part. But, you know, I really think that the most important thing going forward into October is that you realize potentially if someone from your past comes back that things feel unresolved with, it's important to take into account what happened in the past and the reason why they're from the past and not from your present. Why did this person leave? Why did you leave them? Why are they associated with the past? Those are some good questions for Scorpio in the month of October. You know, fill in those blanks. That's how you're going to know what to do when you get to this crossroads, by answering those questions. You know, if the answer to those questions seems petty, it seems like something you're willing to let fade away, or it seems like you've evolved past that and that this person has too, you know, maybe it's time to really reevaluate the relationship and start anew. However, if, you know, you haven't shed that skin, or this person hasn't shed that skin either, don't let yourself make the same mistake twice, or don't let yourself kind of hold a grudge. You know, if you're still going to hold a grudge over something that happened, now's not the time to reestablish a relationship. Maybe there's some karmic debt that is owed to you. I can see that as a possibility too, or that you may owe karmic debt to somebody else. So just set your intentions high, Scorpio. You know, start with yourself. Ask yourself, is this going to serve me at a higher level? And I'm not talking on a mundane physical level like, oh, is this going to be convenient for me? Is this going to help my bank account? Is this going to help, like, you know, I'm not talking about petty things like that. I'm sort of talking on a more higher spiritual level, like vibrations, sort of deeper relationship themes and such. Like, is the relationship coming from the past in October, is that going to serve me at a deeper, more higher, deep/high? It's kind of a dichotomy of thoughts there, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Like, don't start a relationship from the past just for the fun of it. You know, make sure that you've really analyzed how things, which Scorpio will always overanalyze anyway, so I shouldn't even really have to ask you guys about that. But you'll know in your gut whether it's a good time to start anew. So anyway, great month for Scorpios in October. You guys, you're slowly getting your power back. And as the sun goes into Scorpio in later October and into early November, that will be your most powerful time of the year. So have a great October, Scorpios, and I will see you guys for November readings. If you guys would like to comment about the spread, if you have any other ideas or interpretations of your own, I would love to hear that. Or if you want to talk about how it's playing out for you, I would love to get in a discussion with you guys about that. Likewise, check out my shop if you guys get the chance. All right, I'll see y'all in November.